Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, where I'm continuing to record the puzzles in the World Puzzle Federation Sudoku pack for number 3 from 2015. Now I'm going to attempt Classic Sudoku number 6, which is the hardest Classic Sudoku in the pack, and where the previous ones were worth between 20 and I think 30 points, maybe 35. This one is worth 55 points. So the estimated solve time for speed solvers on this one is about 11 minutes, because I have been told that you were aiming for about 5 points a minute. So I'm expecting this one to contain some quite tricky logic, and I have no idea how I'm going to figure that was out, because I'm not as good at Classic Sudoku as I probably should be. So hopefully we will both learn something on this puzzle. So below you will find a link to both this puzzle as well as to the World Puzzle Federation archive, where you'll be able to find all of the packs they've released from 2014 until now. This puzzle was set by Prasanna Shasadri, Prasanna, at least according to the information I have, and Prasanna is a well-known setter even still. So I'm expecting something really good from this puzzle. So let's go into the rules, which are classic Sudoku, so it shouldn't take very long. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. That's it. So if you're thinking this series is a good idea or not, please leave a comment below telling me what you think. If you've been enjoying this series, please let me know. Please feel free to share your times and everything. As I said, the goal for this one would be about 11 minutes. I don't think I'm going to get close to that. To find out, I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So immediately I can see something is going on in box 1, because I need to put a 7 in box 1 and I can't put it in either of those two cells. So 7 has to go in one of those two cells, which means over here 7 will have to be in one of those two cells, because these are pointing 7s. If I was to put 7, I can't put 7 in any of these, and if I was to put 7 in any of these, I couldn't put a 7 in box 1 at all. Okay, I've got 5 and 5, eliminating 5 from all of those. So this becomes a 5. And now 5 has to go in one of those two. In fact, I've got 8s and 5s now, which means this has to be a 5-8 pair. So I've already found a pair. That's useful, I hope. Okay. Do I have anything else like that happening? Yes, I do. Look at this. 1 and 1 is eliminated. Well, this, I can't put any digits here now. Well, I can't put 1 in any of those. 1 can't go in any of those. So 1 is in one of those 3, but there's 2 1s looking in. So this is a 1. Right, and I've got the same here. I can't put 1 in any of those and 2 1s looking up. So there's no 1s here. This is a 1. So now, this is 1 has to go here, and that's the last one in the grid. 5, 9, 8 is not in any of those. So 8 is in one of those two. 6 has to go in one of those two cells, because I can't put them in here, and this is a 5-8 pair. 4, not sure. 9 is in one of those two. 7 is in one of those two. I'm not sure where I'm looking here. Oh, this is a 4-7 pair, because 4 and 7 and 4 and 7. So this is actually a 4-7 pair, because I can't put 4 or 7 in any of those cells. So this is actually a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9 go into those, and that can't be a 9. Okay. So this is a triple. 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, these are 2, 3, and 5. Now that can't be a 2 or a 5. So that's a 3, and this becomes a 2-5 pair, which means 2 is in one of those two now. But there are 4 digits here. So these are from 6, 8, and 9. So this is only a 6 or a 9. Okay. 7 is in one of those two. 9 is in one of those two. These are 2, 6, 8, and 9, but I can't put 8 or 9 there. So this is only from 2 or 6. Yep, it was expected that this was going to be a little bit harder. Here we go. 7 can't be in any of those. 7, or more importantly, that 7 knocks 7 out of those. So 7 is in here, but looking up, making that the 4 and that the 7. Now 4 can't be in any of those. So 4 is in one of those two. Now 4 is in one of those two. Okay. 8 is in one of those two. 3. Yeah, this 3 is knocking 3 out of those, or I can't place 3, repeat 3 in any of those and in those. So 3 is in one of those two. Now I can't put 3 in any of those, and 3 is in one of those two. Is it finding this pair? Like, what are these? 3, 4, 6, 9. Well, 3 is in one of those two. That doesn't seem to be helping much. Okay. This column maybe? 2, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So 7's not in any of those. I've already got the 5, 8. 2's not in any of those. Five is down here somewhere. Where's 5 in column 5? Oh, of course, that's really important. The 5 in, I can't put 5 in any of those, or both of those would have to be 2. I can't put 5 in any of those, or both of those would have to be 8. I have to put 5 in one of those 3, but I can't put 5 in either of those two cells. That's the 5. That's eliminated a corner mark for a 7, so that has to be the 7. So now 7 is in one of those two, and that becomes a 7-9 pair. So this is more restricted now. 2, 3, 4, and 8. So this is only 2 or 8 because it can't be 3 or 4. So the 3 and the 4 are in those. So 4 is in one of those two. So what about this now? No, that actually hasn't done anything because the 7 and the 9 line up with the 7 and the 9. 8 is in one of those two, though. Okay. Two's not in any of those. So 2 is in one of those two. These are 2, 3, 4, and 7. 2, 3, 4, 7. There's no 2 in any of those. There's no 4 in any of those. There's no 7 in any of those. There's no 3 in any of those. So this can't be 2, 3, or 4. That's the 7. So that's the 2. And this is a 3, 4 pair. That could do something. It puts 3 in one of those two because of the 3's looking up and it can't be there. That's the 3. So these are 2, 4, and 6. That doesn't seem to actually do much, does it? So what's this pair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. And these, because I've got a 3, 4 pair, this is a triple. 2, 8, 9. That can't be a 9. I'm definitely not going to get 11 minutes, am I? I'm not worried about that. I'm just commenting on it. Okay, so 2 and 2 puts 2 in one of those two. Is this box more restricted than it looks? 6 is in one of those 3. Is there a naked single somewhere here? 3's not in any of those. What about this? It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's, yeah, this is a naked single. It can't be 1. It can't be, so this cell here. It can't be 1. It can't be 2. It can't be 3. It can't be 4. It can't be 5. It can't be 7. It can't be 8. It can't be 9. That is a 6. That's a tricky spot. So this is the 3 or 4 that hasn't been placed in the row because of the 5, 8 pair. Is that 6 doing anything? Not really. So these are from 2, 3, 4, 7, 9 without being 3 or 4. So these are from 2, 7, 9, and that one can't be a 2. So this is only a 7 or a 9. Well, the 6 and the 6 means one of those two is a 6. So these are all 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 6, 7, 9. Is it column 5? Because these 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. Now that can't be an 8. That can't be an 8 because of the 5, 8 pair. That can't be a 9. Okay, this is where I need to find something a little bit more tricky, I think. I don't know if it's going to be a Y-wing. If I find one, I'll explain what that is. Oh! Hang on, is that right? Eights. This is a 6, 8 pair. And I was looking at where 6s could go, but then I realised there's an issue with 8s. In column 8, 8s have to go in one of those two cells. But in column 1, where can I put 8s? I can't put 8s in any of these cells. So 8s are in one of those two cells. And that is what we call an X-wing. And we call it an X-wing because 8s either have to exist. If there's an 8 here, and you can see that there's no possible way I could put 8 in any of those 3 cells, in those 2 cells or those 2 cells, because I can't put an 8 here because this is the only possible place I can put 7 and 9. And I can't put 8 in any of these 2 cells because all the digits are being placed. So if this is an 8, this becomes a 6 and this becomes an 8. If this is an 8, this becomes a 6, and this becomes an 8. So the 8 is either on this diagonal line or it's on this diagonal line. And if you draw those lines in, you'd get an X, which is why this is called an X-wing. But the question now becomes, what happens if I try and put an 8 somewhere in these green cells? Now, I know some of those cells are already filled, but what happens if I tried to, for example, make that an 8? Well, the puzzle would be broken, because if I made this an 8, neither of those could be an 8. And where would I put the 8s in column 1 and column 8? Well, they both have to go there, and I've put 2 8s in row 7, and the puzzle would be broken. So that can't be an 8, and that can't be an 8. Now, what does that do for me? Now, if that can't be an 8, well, hang on, 2 5, that's a 9. Which means this isn't a 9. 9 is in one of those 2. So this can't be a 9. So that's a 2 8 pair. Actually, I'm going to keep those marked because it may be, I may have missed an option. That's 4. This is a 4 6 9 triple now. So this is an 8. So this is a 6. This is a 9. So the 9 can't go in any... Oh, no, I've already got the 9. So 9 is in one of those 2. Okay. So this is 6, 7, or 8. This is a 7 or an 8 only. 9 is in one of those 2. I get the feeling I'm missing something again. Nine is in one of those 2. No, it's not that. What are these 4 digits? 2, 3, 4, and 8. So hang on, that matters as well, because these are all 2, 3, 4, 8, but that can't be an 8 because of the X-wing. That can't be a 3 because of the 3 having to be in one of those 2. That can't be a 2. Actually, I don't think that's actually helped. That can't be an 8 because of the 8 looking down. Oh, this is a 6, 7, 9 triple. So this is from 2, 3, 4. No, not quite, is it? I was really happy with that spot. I was too, and I don't think I should have been. Three is in one of those 2. What are these for? 3. Oh, hang on, the 6. There's no 6 there. What are these? 3, 4, 7, and 9. And there's a 4, 7, 9. That's the 3. There's no 3 there. So this is 4, 7, or 9. But the 3 means that's not the 3, that's the 3. So this is 2, 4, or 8, and it's not 4. So this is 2 or 8 only. And that is a 2, 5, 8 triple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This has to be a 6. So this isn't a 6. So 6 is in one of those two, which means that's a 4, which means that's a 9, that's a 6. The 9 looks across, making that the 7. The 7 and the 9 makes that the 4, which makes that the 3, which makes that the 4, which makes that the 3. There's no 3 or 4 there because of the 3 and the 4. So that becomes the 2. The 2 and the 7 means that's the 9. That's not the 9. So that's the 9. So this is 6, 7, or 8, and it's not 6 or 7 now. That's the 8, which means that can't be the 8. So that's the 7. And these, by the X-Wing, both become the 8s. And I can get rid of the yellow colouring. The 8 looks down, making that the 6, which means this isn't the 6. This is a 2, 4 pair. That becomes the 8. The 8 makes that the 2, which makes that the 6. The 7 makes this the 6. The 2 looks down, taking 2 out of both of those. So this becomes the 4 and the 3. The 8 makes this the 2, which looks across, making this the 8. The digit I haven't placed in here is 2, making that the 4 and that the 2. The 7 and the 9 is resolved by either that 9 or that 7. So 7 and 9. The 8 looks up, making that the 5 and that the 8. This isn't a 6. I've already got one in the box. The digit I haven't placed in the box is the 4. And the 5 looks up, making that the 2 and that the 5. 20 minutes, nearly double the time that was expected. But I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really happy I saw that. That was a tricky spot, that 8 X-Wing. And I actually was looking at 6s, and then I saw the 8. But I could have got stuck on that one for a very long time. That was quite tricky. The expectation is that you're pretty good at Sudoku for these. The other thing that's worth noting is that quite often with speed solvers, what they do is they get to a point where you're down to like buy values in a couple of cells. And the point is to actually do it quickly rather than to actually get a perfectly logical solve. So often what they'll do is they'll put a value into a cell and then solve from there as quickly as they can to see if it breaks. And then if it's broken, they know that the other value is possible because it's all about solving quickly rather than solving logically. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a completely different type of solving. The same way as a sprinter does a completely different style of running than a marathon runner. They are completely different styles of running. Solving for speed is a completely different thing than solving for being able to prove what you're doing at every step. You're still proving that your grid is correct. You're just doing it a different way. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Now starting tomorrow, we'll be moving on to the variant Sudoku, and I'm looking forward to this a lot. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.